So in order to solve the problem, Nehru made the Shahnawaz committee, and that public rejected, government accepted. After that, his daughter made a commission, putting a judge, Justice Khoshla, and that also, after coming to the conclusion, submitting the reports, that also ended up where public rejected and government accepted. Now, why I'm talking that Nehru, while doing so, he was very much perturbed with the problem of that he's still alive, he's in Russia, he will be coming. So all these things made him very much perturbed. So he thought that how to solve the question. He was discussing with his IB director that time, the then was Bholanath Mallik or Ben Mallik. So he asked his suggestion in writing. Fortunately, I have gone through those files. And Ben Mallik is giving the answer that make 10 dummies. If you make 10 dummies, the problem will be solved. And that's how the dummies appeared in the picture. Then Indira, they had to face the same problem. So she took the help of these dummies and created this Gumnami Baba. Baba was created in 1975 and he was there till say 85 January. Why? It is absolutely my conclusive thing that Indira was assassinated on 84 October and there was a very difficult for Baba to survive. So Baba had to leave this world or leave this scenario. Anyway, apart from Baba's, there is another group, they think that no, he didn't die. He still, as a Mahakal, is in Himalaya. So all these stories went on. People were confused and they are still in that confusion. They don't know what to do. That was somewhere, the 80s are running. In 1999, a new government came, NDA government, and then NDA government thought that in order to solve the problem, Atalji took up the whole thing in a very serious manner, and then he set up a commission. So the chairperson was Justice Manoj Mukherjee. So it was named as a Mukherjee Commission. Mukherjee Commission has got many advantages. First thing, when the first session started, there were around 130 affidavits. He went through it and then he asked that in every affidavit we find a name of a scholar called Purabi Roy, but where is her affidavit? So that after finishing that session, he called me up and he said that you have to submit your affidavit. I was shocked because I'm an academic person. I was searching and hunting, unraveling and unearthing in different archives and corroborating and trying to come to some solid conclusion. What to do with this investigation and this sort of this setting up of commission. But he said no. So I wrote around 190 pages about the details, and then the conclusive part was written by Justice Mukherjee, which I couldn't make it out. So this way my affidavit was submitted, and to tell you very frankly, he always used to say that she is the most important deponent in this investigation. There are, very good sessions were going on and investigations, so many informations were coming, but the main thing, the help came from our Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. He took the initiative to send maximum files of the Prime Minister's office. Those files are indicated with PMO, then Judicial J, or police, P, or political, like that. Maximum files came to Calcutta, to the office, and it was very difficult to handle for the people who are working in the commission. So the suggestion came from the government that there should be some research people, research scholars, who could go through all the files. Around 700 files came from Prime Minister's office. But there are few files which were, they are telling, destroyed, number one. There are few files were taken by Muhammad Yunus, and that has been also destroyed or remained with Muhammad Yunus. That notes came from Prime Minister's office also. Very interesting part this is. Because that time Indira might have passed those files over to Muhammad Yunus. And I tried to locate them in Delhi. While trying to locate them, I met Radhakrishnan's son Gopal. And Gopal shouted at me and said that even Muhammad Yunus have taken it, that is none of your business. I said, all right, if you don't want to disclose the truth, it is up to you. Then he said, yes, we don't want to disclose this. NDA government is making a lot of fuss, etc., etc. He used to talk in such a manner. So there were files with Gopal also. But the important files actually left with Muhammad Yunus, which has been shifted from Indira's office to Muhammad Yunus. And I'm still searching it. I don't think that they have been lost. Files must be having the dummies also. Dummy files are there. So this was the situation. We started getting a lot of information. One information is very interesting, that in 1954, Mathai, the PA to Nehru, was giving a note that the ashes from Japan and 200 rupees and few belongings of Subhash Chandra Bose been brought back to India through Indian Embassy, Japan. That was such a thrilling pages. One cannot understand that. I mean, if at all in 1954 that ashes been brought back, then why the people and different groups are fighting to bring back the ashes? That note was there. There was another very interesting note was there regarding Bose's other belongings which were kept in National Museum in Delhi. These sort of files are there. Apart from those files, there are many files related to Soviet Union also. Because if one has to go through 700 files, especially the Prime Minister's office, it will take at least 1 year or 2 years to scrutinize it. So that chance, at least I got it, and we had to write it down. It was a handwriting. I mean, Mukherjee never allowed to do the Xerox copies of it. One more interesting thing that came, the video footage. And that footage, you know, you might be knowing that near Nehru's deathbed, some Buddhist monk was standing. That the photograph came out in Statesman in Calcutta and other places also. And a lot of commotion, and still people, they talk about it. That footage of video, Mukherjee called me and I got the chance to go have a look. You cannot imagine that the Buddhist monk was so short, might be not even 5 foot, 4 something. And Subhash's height was 6, 5'11". And that they were showing in a still photo you cannot make out. So from there only Mukherjee rejected these sort of informations and this sort of puzzling news to the public. The people, the government wanted to puzzle the public in that manner. So this way it was going on, and one after the other the informations were coming from England, coming from Japan, coming from Taiwan and Taihoku. So Mukherjee got the permission to visit all these countries. His first visit to England, I was not with him because I worked there in the public record office, so I thought that let him go and have a whatever answer they give. Now the Chancellor, the then Chancellor was Levin, and he answered that I'm sorry, the most sensitive files regarding Subhash Chandra Bose, related to Subhash Chandra Bose, will be declassified only in 2021, not before that. So the Britishers answered him that the sensitive files related to Subhash Chandra Bose will be on 2021. That was his visit there in Britain. He came back, then he went to Taiwan and Taihoku just to find the facts. And this time the chairperson has got the chance to visit the actual place of accident. When he went there and he got the news that there was no such plane crash, Sally bomber never took place, so that was been rejected, eradicated. But when he went to get the certificate there, cremation certificate, police certificate, nothing was there, nothing was recorded, nothing was there. And then he got to find out that the facts there. The day 19th August, some Japanese officer named Ochiro Akura died and brought for the cremation. Cremation took place on 22nd of that August, and his things are there. All the details, all the certificate, everything is there, but there's no name of Subhash Chandra Bose is in the Taihoku airport cremation ground. So there also, and he got all the other details from there, the whole report of this, and he took them and came back from Taihoku. Now was his third visit to Japan. Before he is leaving for Japan, I was doing the research and getting convinced totally that there was no such plane crash took place. So I wrote to one of the directors of a small foundation, Netaji Foundation, and I requested them that, you see, I don't find any solid, valid, any corroborative proof that he died there. Rather, in another way, I'm getting all the negative answers. So, how could it be there is no such death certificate? Death reports are there, of course, but there's no death certificate. Immediately, the director Shimoda wrote me back that no, there is a death certificate. I'm sending you along with its translation. And this is the Japanese one, and along with the translation of English. Now the certificate is having the name of Subhash Chandra Bose and place, everything is there. But the doctor is Yushumi, the second doctor, not the Suruta, the Nehru took whose help. This is the second doctor. Yushumi is writing, signing, putting the date 13/8/1988. A person died in 1945, 15/8. And the certificate carries the witness of 13 before, 2 days before, 13/8, and the year is 1988. Showing this certificate, our justice asked him before the commission in Tokyo that how could it be, Dr. Suruta, you can issue this type of certificate? Answer was, they said to me. Who are the people told you? No, there are people, they said that you have to put this. Then Justice Mukherjee said that the person died and you are a doctor, that is your responsibility to issue a certificate. You are not going to write it under anybody's dictation, one thing. And second thing, year is 1988. And third thing is the date is 13/8. He died in 15/8 according to the report everywhere. He started fumbling and then he said that, no, there will be some mistake. That is, this I made a mistake, but people asked me to do it. I became nervous, etc., etc. Then Justice Mukherjee said, all right, I have understood it, leave it. He, after the commission got over in Tokyo hotel, he went back to his hotel in the night, 8 o'clock in the night. There's a knock at his door. I heard it from him. I haven't gone to Japan. And there's a knock. Mukherjee opened the door and found that Dr. Suruta is standing before him, requesting him that, can I come? I'm requesting you, please don't tell anybody. These are the things the government has asked me, and for that I have got much of money. I have been offered and I have accepted it, and this will be a big scandal. So you please keep it quiet. So after coming back, Justice Mukherjee said that if this way one has to solve the death of such a leader, I don't know where we will go, our end, where it will come. I said, really? And I'm preserving the original letter, but with this letter is incorporated in the commissioner book also, the report also. But so after this, our term to go to Russia. Russia, I worked so much, and Russia I interacted with so many journalists, so many academics, and so many materials I have got. But the final material was, it's a archive of the Army Archive, which is an abbreviation called GRU. In GRU Archive, one of my friends, his name is Alexander Kolesnikov, he said while working there, he was a Warsaw Pact Major General, so he got the access to go there. He said that there are a lot of materials on Subhash Chandra Bose, let us go there. And the archive is little farther down from Moscow city. I said, they won't allow me, but let us take a chance. So both of us, we went, that place is called Podolsk. We went there to Podolsk, but the military and the police officer came and said, no, you are not allowed. Knowing that I know English, Russian, they said, but ultimately they didn't allow. I told Kolesnikov, you do one thing. You go there, see the date, the number of that page, that information, and the text, because they won't allow you to copy. There are certain archives where you cannot copy anything. You are not allowed to take pen and paper also. So Kolesnikov went, I was staying outside. Hurriedly, after 20 minutes, he came and write it down, write it down. So what we wrote down, the name, time is October 1946, and what is the text? Stalin, Yakov Malik, Vyshinsky, Molotov, they are discussing about Chandra Bose, that where they're going to keep him. That is 1946, October. So this was the real proof that we could bring that Bose was alive in Russia. At least 1946, October is the proof he's giving. The rest of the papers, Kolesnikov told me that we need a lot of time to go through it, but they are not allowing. I said, all right, this will be more than enough for us, that we got the information from the archive. In the meantime, there was a delegation under the leadership of Sangmaji, late Sangma. Sushma Swaraj was there. Chitto Basu, the All India General Secretary of Forward Bloc, was there, and others also there. Now, Chitto Babu was searching about the death, so he came to Moscow, and that time only we found it. So I thought that I won't be able to continue this type of research because I had to work very hard with this. I have no background of it. So I thought to hand over this thing to Chitto Basu. And I handed over with an English translation and all in 96 October. The delegation stayed there according to protocol about a week. He tried, interacted with the people, with Mitrokhin also, not this Mitrokhin, the other Mitrokhin. And he left for Calcutta. I also came back. It was October 1996, November, December. Chitto Basu never bothered to contact me or do anything. Then somehow or other, Atalji came to know about this, that this much of hard labor, at least we could unravel this much of truth of 46 existence of Subhash Chandra Bose in Soviet Union. Don't know what happened. Forward Bloc only grabbed that paper and wanted to forget and tried to, puzzle the public that this lady, she is giving all wrong information. She doesn't know Russian well, and she is making a circle there in Moscow, and with that help, she is making all sorts of stories. Now, the time came when we have to visit Russia, Soviet Union after Japan. So we were getting prepared, and many people are agreed to accompany us, all the deponents. In the meantime, the day before we are supposed to leave for Russia, Moscow, Mukherjee called me up and said that better drop the idea of going there. I said, what? Why? What happened? Everybody has bought their tickets, everybody is ready, and if you now say that we are not going, that will be something, a big scandal. He said that there's no way out because your main witness, Kolesnikov, Alexander Kolesnikov, been transferred to Ankara, Turkey, with a diplomatic assignment, and he won't able to appear before the commission. So what's the fun of going there and asking the people? I said, whatever will happen, let us go. So we left there and we went there, and the Russians, they were answering here and there. I mean, the people who helped me, they also not very sure about their answer. After that, we came back with an empty hand because Kolesnikov has left for Ankara, and we didn't get the right answer from the right person. So that was 2003 till 2015. I had to suffer as a liar. Everywhere people used to say that she is a liar. She doesn't have that proof. She just wanted to give some stunt and wanted to popularize herself, and this thing, that thing, all these things went on and on. There's no way out. But one thing was in mind, the truth prevails. Because I have seen it, I have given it to, and all these things fabricated by forward bloc, along with Congress and the left also, that just kill her. Mentally, please make her cripple, so that she won't be able to further, she won't be able to carry on these things. Now the year 2015, 3-4 years back, Kolesnikov finished his term there, and he never used to get any holidays to come back to Russia. For 15 years he was there like Rama, sitting in the forest, and he came back, and immediately that journalists and others and the people like Discovery Channel and all, they caught him, and before the camera he stood and spoke that yes, I had been to Guru Archive, I have seen all these things. We, together with Purabi Roy, we handed over to Chittavasu, and after that the forward bloc and Chittababu, they haven't done anything, and I believe what Purabi is telling all the time, that the two countries must get together and to solve this problem like Raoul Wallenberg. The same story is with the Raoul Wallenberg, who was a diplomat killed by the Russians, and ultimately Russians didn't want to admit that they have done it. But after, say, 56 years, they said, yes, it was there, they have done it. So this is the story. Now, Kolesnikov is staying in St. Petersburg. Recently, I went to attend an international conference. He said that why your government is not negotiating with our government to solve this problem. We are just standing at the threshold, requesting the government and waiting for their answer. So what will happen, we don't know exactly. And at the same time, when Mukherjee went to submit his report, the day in 2005, November, that was immediately rejected by the Home Ministry, Patil. So Mukherjee's report was rejected. As a result, what happened? Government rejected, but public accepted. Public accepted this report, and public now slowly started believing that we need the help of Russian government and we need the joint session of this Russian government and Indian government to solve the question. So if it is so, the two other, one the committee, the other was the commission, where the public rejected and government accepted. The third one when public accepted, government rejected, and we are in a standstill position to bring back it. Bringing back, we don't have any precedent. As a result, we have to think it over, that how to bring it, because there is no such precedent. But anyway, we will try our level best and to mobilize and to make the mass movement with mass opinion, public opinion, to once more bring it back to the parliament and to discuss it once more with all the details, whatever I have submitted to details, as well as Kolesnikov is ready to appear before that commission or that question answer session. So this much I have done. Now it is the duty of the general people and the public, if they don't want to reject the Mukherjee Commission's report, they should come up, some help is needed from the mass. Unless and until public helps, our situation will become more stagnant. And in order to do that, if the Russians are helping, because Russians are helping in a sense, recently my visit gave me to open my eyes. All the people are talking about it. The Ramakrishna Mission in Moscow, Ramakrishna Mission in St. Petersburg, all the Swamijis are telling that ordinary Russians who are coming here to Ramakrishna, they were asking that why can't you solve the problem of Subhash Chandra Bose. That means it has gone to the general mass also. And the most striking feature in St. Petersburg, there is a restaurant has opened, and the name of the restaurant is Jai Hind. So if you enter, the people are greeting you with Jai Hind, serving you with Jai Hind, and while you are coming out of the restaurant, they were telling you Jai Hind. So if this much we can do, the Jai Hind, if we can say, standing in St. Petersburg, we must do it to unite the two countries. We don't have any enmity between the two countries. We don't have anything to say. I mean, it's just a historical fact. And with that historical fact, if we can come in, so the whole India and the Indians will say Jai Hind.